Given the context of fictional universes, directly comparing the destructive capabilities of the Borg Cubes from Star Trek and the Death Star from Star Wars requires making some assumptions and drawing upon established lore. A standard Borg Cube, as seen in Star Trek, is a massive structure with a volume of approximately 27 cubic kilometers and dimensions of roughly 3 kilometers on each side. Now, a Borg Cube's primary weapon is its energy conduits, capable of firing powerful energy blasts. They are known for adapting to enemy weaponry, making them difficult to defeat with a consistent attack. They also possess tractor beams, cutting beams, and assimilation capabilities. While formidable, a single Borg Cube typically engages starships, not planet-destroying superweapons. Their destructive power, even in concert, has never been depicted as being able to tolerate a celestial body the size of a planet or moon. They can devastate starships and even entire fleets, and they can certainly inflict significant damage on planetary surfaces, but not destroy them. The Borg's greatest strength is their ability to adapt. If the Death Star were to fire on them, they would likely adapt to its weapon's signature, making subsequent shots less effective. While tough, Borg Cubes can be destroyed, typically by concentrated fire from multiple powerful starships, or by exploiting specific vulnerabilities, like a localized overload. Now let's move on to the analysis on Death Star. The first Death Star is 120 kilometers in diameter. Its most iconic weapon is its super laser, capable of destroying planets. It also possesses numerous turbo lasers and laser cannons for defense against starships. Next, destructive power. The Death Star is explicitly designed to destroy planets. Its super laser is an order of magnitude beyond anything seen from a Borg Cube. The primary weakness of the Death Star is its thermal exhaust port in Episode 4, or its reactor core in Episode 6, which, if targeted precisely, can trigger a catastrophic chain reaction. Its sheer size also makes it a massive target. Now, what happens on a one-on-one battle? The Death Star's super laser could likely destroy a Borg Cube with a single direct hit, assuming the Borg haven't had time to adapt. The super laser is designed for planetary destruction. A single cube would be a relatively small target for such an immense weapon. If the Death Star were to fire on one Borg Cube, the others would rapidly adapt to the super laser's energy signature. This could make subsequent shots less effective, potentially allowing the remaining cubes to withstand the blasts or mitigate the damage. However, it is unclear if adapting would mean becoming completely immune to a weapon of such immense scale. It might just reduce the damage, but not nullify it. Now, could 10 Borg Cubes destroy the Death Star? Borg energy weapons, while powerful, are designed for starship combat and planetary bombardment, not for cracking open a moon-sized battle station. Even 10 cubes focusing fire might struggle to overcome the Death Star's shields and hull, which are designed to withstand significant punishment and even planetary explosions from within, like Alderaan's debris. The Borg are highly intelligent and analytical. They would undoubtedly scan the Death Star to identify weaknesses. If they could identify the thermal exhaust port or a similar vulnerability, they might be able to exploit it. However, hitting such a small, precise target with their relatively broad energy weapons would be incredibly difficult, especially while under fire from the Death Star's defensive turbo lasers. Assimilation is a key Borg tactic. Could they assimilate the Death Star? This is highly speculative. The Death Star is a massive, inanimate battle station, not a biological entity or a starship with easily accessible systems. While they might be able to physically bore into the station, assimilating its complex non-biological systems on a scale that would allow them to take control or destroy it from within seems unlikely and is unprecedented in Borg lore. They typically assimilate technology they can integrate into their collective. not simply take over a superweapon's firing mechanism. It's highly unlikely that 10 Borg cubes could destroy a Death Star. As mentioned, the Death Star's superlaser is a planet-killing weapon. While Borg adaptation is powerful, it's improbable they could completely negate an attack of that magnitude, especially if the Death Star got the first shot off, before full adaptation could occur across all cubes. Borg weaponry, even in large numbers, is not designed to destroy objects on the scale of the Death Star. They lack a weapon capable of generating the kind of energy necessary to breach its core or cause a catastrophic failure, especially through its highly reinforced superstructure. While the Borg are intelligent, successfully targeting a tiny critical weakness on a massive, heavily defended battle station with their broad area energy weapons would be incredibly difficult, if not possible, given the scale difference. The Death Star's sheer destructive output and robust defenses are simply on a different tier than what Borg cubes are equipped to handle. The most plausible outcome would be the Death Star systematically destroying the Borg cubes, even if it took a few shots per cube due to adaptation. And that is all for today. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one. Take care!